A wave of highly anticipated K-drama releases has been rolling out this April. With each title offering a different genre and appeal, viewers have plenty to choose from. Today, we're joined by Professor Chie Hye-won from Kyung Hee University to take a closer look at which titles stand out. Welcome back, Professor Chie.
Hello, Professor.
Good afternoon.
All right, so let's start with probably the most talked about K-romance drama right now, which is, the Korean title is 21세기 대군 부인, or Perfect Crown in English,
Right.
but literally it would translate into 21st century Grand Princess Wife.
Right.
And I mean, Walter earlier did mention the current standings, but actually this drama has also created so much buzz even before its release. So I heard you've seen it, Professor Z, so what were your first impressions?
Yeah, right. Right. I saw the first two episodes last week. So first of all, as long as the Perfect Crown 21세기 대군 부인 is a fantasy romance genre, so the casting of IU, Lee and Byeon Woo-seok was very interesting to watch. In particular, the proactive and aggressive female character Sung Hee-ju was pretty impressive. And however, since it is still early in the 12 episode series, so it seems we will have to wait and see a little longer to see if its narrative structure and character development will flow stably.
Yes, well, talking about character development and chemistry, like with the pairing of the top stars IU and Byeon Woo-seok, along with the constitutional monarchy setting, do you think these elements enhance the show's appeal, or maybe could they divide the reactions?
Right. The IU and Byeon Woo-seok certainly appeal to the audiences in terms of the visual chemistry and star power. So, however, reviews regarding to their actings are mixed. So, especially since Byeon Woo-seok rose to stardom with modern characters in series like Lovely Runners, 헌재 없고 튀어. So, it remains to be seen how convincingly he can portray the complex and weighty character of royalty. So also, Perfect Crown is compared to, in many ways, to the one of the legendary TV series Princess Hours Kung from 20 years ago. So, such as its promised fictional constitutional monarchy and the romance that transcends class differences. So, personally, I'm so looking forward to seeing what kind of a relationship will unfold in this royal romance, created again 20 years later.
Now, I have one slight spoiler to make. It's not about the drama itself, but one of the actors in this drama is going to join us on K-Culture Dive next week. It's not Byeon Woo-seok, it's not IU, but another actor in there.
We're still very, very excited.
Of course, I am very excited about that. But now let's turn to another drama, Yumi의 세포들, or Yumi's Cells. Now, this already has a loyal fan base, but season 3 is out now. So could you briefly walk us through this drama? And also, for people who haven't watched the other series, is it still enjoyable to watch it as its own, the third one?
Right. The Yumi's Cell season 3 serves as a sequel to season 1 and 2, continuing Yumi's narrative of growth. So season 3 concludes with a story where Yumi, having grown into a star writer, feels a sense of emptiness in her daily life, and she meets Sunrok, a straightforward and homebody PD, and undergoes emotional changes and lead to her last love and life choices. So in season 3 as well, Kim Gon plays Yumi and Kim Jae-won plays a new male character, Sunrok. So I think it is possible to watch season 3 without having seen the previous seasons. However, since the series covers Yumi's love, career, and the personal growth in stages, so the seasons are well connected. So furthermore, because the Yumi's cells themselves remember and react to the past experiences. So I think it will be more enjoyable to watch it to season 3 if you are familiar with the flow of the previous seasons.
Then maybe people can watch the other previous seasons, or they could also read the webtoon, because it was a webtoon before. Now it's a drama, and it's also going to be adapted into a musical, I heard. It's going to come out this summer. So It's a little hard to imagine these cells, especially being on the musical stage.
Right.
So how do you imagine this to happen?
Right, that's right. The musical Yumi's Cell is fundamentally based on the original webtoon rather than the TV drama. So therefore, the stage version focuses on the reinterpreting the worldview of Yumi and the cells through the stage aesthetics, so but excluding the parts adapted for the TV dramas. So I look forward to see the musical Yumi Cell showcasing a new charm unique to the stage, and while remaining closer to the webtoon's concept and the sentiment compared to the TV series. So also, especially curious to see as well how the cells will be reacted on stage. I cannot imagine yet. So the musical Yumi's Cell is scheduled to premiere at the CJ Tower Theater at Seoul Arts Center, which means right across the street from us. So it starts from the June 30th.
Okay, I'll keep that in mind. I hope it's going to be very creative, especially with those cells.
Yeah.
Yes, and another returning series, and this one is more for the action-style K-drama fans, is Hounds Season 2. Now, we recently actually talked about it as well, and it's been recently released. Could you briefly explain the storyline for us and how the new season expands the appeal of the previous one?
Right. The second season of Bloodhounds, 사냥개들, was released on Netflix on April 3rd. So entering the top 10 in 80 countries and reaching number 1 in 14 of them. So it is amazing. And returning from season 1, Woo Do-hwan and Lee Sang-hee star in the series, and the story unfolds with an action-oriented plot in which Kwon-woo and Woo-jin confront a massive criminal organization known as IKFC, the Global Illegal Boxing League. So Jung Ji-yoon, Rain, plays the villain who threatened them. So the season 2 features a faster pace and a stronger emphasis on the action compared to the season 1, with Kwon-woo and Woo-jin, who has grown into mature adult, supporting to the core of the work.
Right, now, we just saw some of the scenes there on the screen, but looking at these lead actors' performances and also their action scenes, it was very impressive, and it's also generating a lot of buzz as well. In your opinion, which actor stood out to you the most this season, and tell us why?
Right, the Bloodhounds delivers even more intense action scenes in season 2. So Woo Do-hwan, who plays Kwon-woo, developed into a boxer, while Lee Sang-hee plays Woo-jin, grows into his coach rather than a boxer. So although both actors deliver action scenes that are more powerful than the previous season, but I believe Woo Do-hwan's performance was even more intense as he simultaneously grows as a boxer and becomes a target of the villain to fight back.
Right. I have to say the chemistry between Woo Do-hwan and Lee Sang-hee is one of the highlights of this season, just like before. And my bias is actually Woo Do-hwan, and especially because his action and the balance between his action and the emotional depth as well. But I also want to mention that Rain as a villain was very interesting to watch as well there.
Yeah, I agree.
Right. And now we just talked about 3 titles right now, and I feel like all of them are very different in genre and style. So if you had to choose one of them, what do you think would resonate with the global audience the most among those? To
the global audiences. Right, while all 3 series have their own unique appeal, but personally, I think Bloodhounds Season 2 appeal most strongly to the global audiences. So this is because Bloodhounds is an action-driven narrative, making it easily accessible to anyone without an understanding of Korean context or sentiment. Additionally, while The Perfect Crown is distributed globally on Wave and Disney Plus, and Yumi's Cells on TV. But it is true that Netflix's reach is undeniably wider than any other OTTs.
Now, before we let you go, may I ask you what your favorite one among those is, Professor Z?
My favorite one. I'm very looking forward forward to see the Yumi's Cell season 3. But my favorite actor is Woo Do-won.
Oh, that makes two of us. All right, thank you very much, Professor Chie, for your insights, and have a wonderful weekend.
Thank you, Professor.
Thank you very much.
And thank you, Walter, as always. Have a great weekend as well, and see you next week.
See you next week.